Okay, good morning, everybody. Right, yesterday night I come to Malang, everything dark, can't see everything, right? So today, this morning, I went to this cafeteria, right, to have my breakfast. I said, wow, so beautiful, Malang, right? So, I want to thank all the organizer for your invitation to be here. It's really my pleasure. And I really like the way the organizer actually sequenced the presentation as well, right? In the first presentation, Professor Loh from University of Malaya spoke about public health. So health is actually a national issue, right? We got to start from there. If we don't have a healthy people, we can't have a healthy nation, right? That's very important. And then Professor Koh, right, from Taiwan, University of Taipei, spoke about what kind of exercise is the right exercise. And then my turn to speak about motivation. Why? Because motivation is the most important one, right? That's why I'm the last one to talk. Okay, now it's true, right? It's true because at the end of the day, it depends on you as an individual whether you want to exercise or not. No matter how good is the exercise for you, if you're not motivated to exercise, you don't want to exercise. Sitting down is nice, the food is very nice, you enjoy eating it, okay? So, my topic is being placed after them, right? Now, you're going to have to forgive me about my English, okay? Because I'm going to stop using all the proper English. I'm going to use English that you understand, okay? So, grammar, forget it, okay? I just want to throw away all my grammar and all this thing, okay? Yeah. Now, look at the pictures, right here. You see, you know this boy, Budia? Budia from India. Budia, 4 years old, little boy, mommy sold to a judo coach, $20 US. Yeah? Judo coach, stepfather. So Budia naughty, coach, judo father say, you run around the garden, the home garden. Then the judo coach father went drinking. Togo, come back. 7 hours later, come back. Buddha still running. Oh, very good. Very good, can run. So Buddha was asked to train for running. And he became a sensation in India. I don't know whether you remember. He ran 5 half marathon in 7 weeks. Yes. Okay? So, the reason for Buddha doing marathon, running every day is because punishment, is because money, right? The stepfather wants him to get rich, okay? Wants to get rich. In the end, I think the government took the Buddha away from the stepfather. The second group, right, is PE lesson. Okay, I was a PE teacher in school, right? So the children naughty, I say go down, push-up position. Now exercise push-up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, no, start from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, no, stop. Start from 0. Very good exercise, punish. We use exercise, punish student. Third one, right, you see the fat student, all fat one. Recess time, cannot go canteen makan, okay? Or go to the field, run. Must reduce weight lah. I know exercise is not a good thing, right, for fat loss, okay? But anyway, I deprived them of food also. So they didn't get to eat. So this is a very famous program in Singapore. We call it Trim and Fit Club. So the short form is TAF, tough. But you turn back FAT. You stop the tough, they become fat again. Okay, this one is PE lesson now in Singapore. A lot of skill teaching. They learn basketball, badminton, swimming, running, gymnastics. Now proper PE lesson. Last two here, my son, my 2 boys, they are twins, okay? Now I brought them to Canada and I want them to learn skiing. So this is the first time they went to a snow place, right? And they ski only at 5 years old, very natural. They put on the ski thing, right? And they could just ski, okay? It's very natural. Okay, now, when children are young, right? This is also my boy, they are intrinsically motivated to play. Yeah? Those of you, all of you, I think many young parents here, You know, children, right, show you that human beings are born to play. Their job is to play, to exercise. You try and get them to sit down, do study, they cannot. You must bring them out, like walk the dog. Every day you must bring them out to play. Then your kids get normal growth. So exercise is important, and we heard from the previous speaker as well. You know, there are many, many benefits of exercise. So no words here. Exercise good for eyes, good for brain, study better, yeah. Exercise reduce fat, regardless of whether it's fat burning or fat losing, right? Doesn't matter. Exercise good for bone growth, yeah, good, okay. Exercise good for brain, we already know. In fact, now one of the strongest evidence of benefit of exercise actually comes from neuroscience. You know, there were a lot of studies being conducted all over the world now in neuroscience, because now we can measure. Okay, we can put the measurement on the head and measure the brain activity. So they found that actually if you let the student, before they come to lesson, they go and run, they exercise at a certain intensity, then they go and listen to lecture. Like now, if I say everybody go running, run 20 minutes, come back, sit down, everyone very good, very alert. All the information all go in. Just now you all sit down, all they all want to sleep, right? So exercise is good for your brain, okay? Exercise build up muscle, right? Many muscle men here, okay? Right? Exercise also good for sleep. Good for sleep, right? You exercise or sleep very well, okay? You no exercise, cannot sleep properly, okay? Exercise good for heart also. We all know the benefit of exercise. That's why we are all physical education educators, sports scientists and all this. Despite all this that happen, right? People are still not exercising. Okay, the evidence from the research, right? As the child grow older, from primary school, 10 to 12 years old, then 13 to 15 years old, and then 17 years old, 18 years old. As they grow older, sport come down. Less and less and less sport. Less and less exercise. Less and less general physical activity. They sit down in front of the computer, they do homework, they study, they play mobile phone, more and more as they grow up. Because more and more difficult to control them. Alright? And especially today, everybody got handphone. Everybody got smartphone. Okay? And the smartphone today, your iPhone today is more powerful than a supercomputer in the 1970s. Yeah? So you just imagine, right? We have advanced to that stage. Okay? So, at the end of the day, it is motivation that is important. Why people are not exercising, despite they know that it's good for them. Are we spending 1 hour a day just to do exercise? Are we? No, we are not. Many of us are not. Right? The national statistics will show many of us are not exercising. That's why it's very important to understand what is motivation. Okay, I just explained to you using very, very simple term. How do you know a person is motivated or not? Okay, so here I have the first one, the first condition of motivation is choice. Okay, so now I let you choose. You want to play basketball or you want to play badminton? People who are motivated to play badminton will choose badminton. Some people will choose basketball because you like basketball. So there is a decision-making process going on. That I want to go to exercise because I enjoy exercise. I like exercise. So I'm motivated to exercise. So there is a decision-making process here. Here your mind here say want or don't want. Okay. Number two is when you do it with effort. Okay, you do it with high intensity. That means there is this effort involved. And then there's persistent. That means you do long. Okay, not one time you stop. No, you do every day, or if not 3 times a week, you do exercise. And you do many, many months. Okay, that's persistent. Now, if you get injured, okay, if you give birth to a baby, then 4 months later, 3 months later, you recover, you exercise again. You go back, exercise again. That's called persistent over time. If you get injured, You recover, you go back again and do it. That means you are really motivated to do that particular exercise or that particular sport. And if the last one, right, is about performance. Because you do and do, repeat many times, you practice, your performance go up. Your performance, you become good at it. So this is how we view motivation. Another way to look at motivation, right, is actually there are different types of motivation. The highest level of motivation, right, is actually intrinsic motivation, from inside. Okay, so I love singing. I'm intrinsically motivated to sing. Okay, so I like to sing. Okay, so you want to hear me sing? Yeah. No. Okay, okay. So yeah, if you want to hear me sing, you have to prepare all the music and band for me. Okay? But I love to sing. Okay, so when I sing every day. Yeah, I sing every day, and I listen to my own music. Okay, so if I sing, I become very happy. I don't sing to earn money. I don't sing to go competition. I don't sing to get famous. I sing to enjoy myself. Yeah? So I'm intrinsically motivated to sing. Okay? So there's intrinsic motivation. And then there's extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation means people give you money, ask you to do it. Extrinsic. Or your lecturer say, Nick, do it because it's the lesson time. You listen to me. Okay? I'm Jegu, right? You listen. So extrinsic motivation. You do it because other people ask you to do it. Or the third type of motivation, right, is amotivation. Amotivation people, right, they do not see what they do is related to the outcome. So they got no reason for doing so. They don't want to do it. They are in a state of helplessness. For example, some people may be very big, obese. Then they exercise, but very painful. Well, then they exercise for 3 months, no weight reduction. They try again a few months later, still no weight reduction. So they stop. You ask them to exercise, nah. Exercise, nah. Exercise, no. Don't want to exercise. They become amotivated. So you can see motivation, there are different types of motivation. There are also different levels, high and low, and then different types. Okay. Now, I told you, right, every child, every one of us are born intrinsically motivated to exercise. Okay? So if people born not like to exercise, don't like to play, that means our PE teacher not doing a good job. Okay? Yeah. Because as you know, right, child come in, when they start school, what happened? Child are at home very active, right? You're 6 years old, at home run. What happened in primary 1 when they go school? What happened? Sit down. Stand up. No run. Stop. No run. Sit. Don't want to fall down. Everything safety. No running. No playing. The school very scared. Child fall down, right? So primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, no exercise, no walking, parents sent to school every day. Outside the school gate, pick up, motorbike, car, go home. Okay? The physical activity of the child go down. Then as they go to 11 years old, 12 years old, exam. Then they study. So less and less exercise. So it's our fault also, right? So we need to bring them back. And from a theoretical framework, right, this theory is the one I'm going to introduce to you. It says that in order to promote intrinsic motivation towards anything, it can be coming to this conference, it can be your staff working in a university, it can be your wife at home, it can be your children at home, it can be your students in school, doesn't matter. If you want to promote intrinsic motivation, there are 3 things you need to remember. Car, okay? I give you a car today, right? Because yesterday I came to Malang, I see from the airport, the highway all summer jam. So many cars into Indonesia. I go to so many countries. I never seen so many cars in my life, you know. And your highway is not a highway. Your highway is a traffic jam way. Wow, I very scared. See so many cars, okay? So I think, okay, car. Remember car. Car, C is competent. Competent is you have a need to feel that you are good. So what is competent in Bahasa Indonesia? Competent. Help. Huh? Competency. Okay, good. At least you know the word, right? Competency. Okay. So very important. The first thing is every one of us wants to show that we are competent. So you think about your child again. Last time, they just lie down every day, just dream me up, then they sleep. They sleep, right? Then after that, they learn how to turn around. Oh, can turn already. Then they sit up. Then when they crawl, they stand up. Oh, you clap hand. Right? The moment when they start to walk 1, 2 steps, wow, your father very happy. Every day you hold the child, walk, until you hear all sake. Remember? Yeah. And then they started to run. Your child started to run, yes? Yeah. Now, what do you ask your child to do? Don't run. Slow down. Talking same. When first time your child call you Papa, wow, you so happy. You waited for 2 years, right? When your child conceive, until they come out, then they start call you Papa, you so happy. Now they're 16, 17 years old. When you say something, they talk back at you. Then you say you shut up. Yes? Remember, okay. So competent, every one of us want to show that we are good. Okay. C, then A, autonomy. How to say autonomy in Bahasa Indonesia? Autonomy, oh, same word, I like it, okay. So autonomy means, right, you must be able to choose what you want to do. You must have a choice. You must feel that you have a choice, real choice, that you want to do it because you choose to do it. Not your daddy asked you to do, not your mommy asked you to do, not because your professor asked you to do. You want to do it. Very important. Okay? Then your intrinsic motivation will increase. The third one, R, relatedness. Friend. I come here, I see. Got anyone I know or not? Hey, are you from Semarang State University? Yeah, I know Tanio. You know Tanio? Yeah, good. He's my friend. Then yesterday, Mr. Osman bring me to here. I say, University of Malaya, Mr. Professor Aman. Aman, my friend now. Straight away, he happy. He said, Aman, my family. Yeah, call Aman. Aman in Haji, Makkah. Yeah. But he text Mr. Usman and say, Mr. Usman, Professor John Wang, my friend, okay, send my regards to him. See or not? These three things, right, will make you intrinsically motivated towards something. Right? Just in front of the student is the same. If the student feel that they can relate to you, they're happy, they enjoy your lesson. Okay? So this is very important. Remember, this is the first of the 5 sub-theory in self-determination theory. Very useful. Any events that can promote intrinsic motivation must fulfill these 3 principles. C-A-R, CAR. Think about all the things that you are intrinsically motivated. Whether you like to dance, whether you like to cycle, whether you like to ride motorbike, whether you like to do anything. It has got something to do with CAR. C-A-R, CAR. Competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Okay? Now, as I say, right, there are 5 mini theories in self-determination theory. I spoke about the most important one, which is basic needs theory. The second one I'm going to talk about, right, is cognitive evaluation theory. Okay? Now, people used to be very interested in sport, and then suddenly you introduce reward, like money. Okay? So, for example, you're very interested in soccer. You play soccer? You like soccer? So you want to be a national player in soccer one day. So you train very hard. No money, nothing, never mind. You still go and train. But one day you get into the national team. Okay? Then the national team, right, they give you money. Okay? So now you are given, let's say, I don't know how much is your money, but I give you $400 per month salary for playing soccer. Yeah? Okay. So now your aim, you get into the national team, and now you are paid $400 per month for playing soccer. Okay. Then your same team, national team, bringing another player. This one also like to play soccer. Okay. But this one I pay $800. I pay him $800 okay, because he very good. I pay you $400. Now you think 400, he get 800. He train double, I train half. I train 50% enough because I only get paid 50%, right? So now your motivation become money. I give you a reward, your motivation change. Now you look at money. You 800, you train 100%. I 400, I train 50%. Okay, so like that, your motivation start to shift. The moment when you introduce reward, right, it lower down your autonomy. It lower down your competence. It lower down your relatedness. So anything that you introduce, if it lower down your car, C-A-R, car, it will cause your intrinsic motivation to drop. And you start to shift towards extrinsic motivation. Okay? So I'm just going to give you a warning. Rewards, don't use it. Especially when your children are young. Do you tell your child, if you study hard, I buy you this toy? If you get A grades in this subject, I give you $100 to buy this new toy or this computer game? Yes? Don't do that. Because that, you are taking away their intrinsic motivation for the subject. They become interested in the reward. The reward can be toys, can be money, can be other things. Yeah. So in school, primary 1, primary 2, the school cikgu like to give star. Sticker, sticker. Or chocolate, sticker or chocolate as a reward to promote good behavior. Okay? Now, you find that that is wrong. That is not good. Short term, okay. Long term, no good. Last time I got a teacher. Every time spelling, spelling, 100 marks spelling, all give one chocolate. Okay? The teacher will give chocolate. Everyone queue up one line, one straight line. 100 marks, all come out. Okay, queue up. Eat chocolate. Eat chocolate. I also wanted to eat chocolate because, I never eat the chocolate before. I never get 100 marks. So I study very hard for my spelling. So I get the chocolate. First time, very shook. Nice. Second time, okay lah. Third time, easy peasy. Then I come to one point, I don't like the chocolate. I don't like the chocolate anymore. So every time I don't want to study very hard. I score 90 marks, I score 80 marks. I don't want to score 100 marks anymore. So now you see the reward change your behavior. The reward will change your behavior, okay? So don't do it, regardless of what kind of reward it is. Okay, just now I talked to you, right, about intrinsic motivation. That's the prototype of intrinsic motivation. Then we have extrinsic motivation. So here, right, this self-determination theory got a third mini theory to explain that a lot of behavior, right, is actually on here, extrinsic. Very few behaviors are intrinsically motivated, but you can bring a person, right, towards more intrinsic motivated behavior. Now, because we can break down the behavior into subcategory, okay? On the extreme right-hand side of extrinsic motivation, right, is external regulation. External regulation means the person don't want to do, you force them to do it. Like go army training, army training, this is an order, you do it. All right, externally regulated. You do it because it's a rule, you do it because somebody forced you to, you do it because you want to avoid punishment. Then slightly better is another person, like your parents or your lecturer or your professor tell you, do it, this is good for you. Now, people say it's good for you, but you don't see that it's good for you. You just take in other people's value. Okay, but you don't identify with the value. So you do it because other people say that it's good for you. So for example, your lecturer asks you to go and do a master degree or do a PhD degree. You don't want to do it, but people say it's good for you, so you go and do it. Now, slightly better here, right, is identify. So now you see the value. The person tell you that it's good for you. Okay, you identify with the value. Okay, so you see good. I want to do it. I want to do it now because it's good for me. I want to do it. Now, when you do it over time, it becomes part of you. Okay, a coherent cell. It becomes a routine. So, for example, a soccer player, you now play soccer as a job. You become identified with your job. So, it's natural for you. There's no more conflict. Although you still do it for job, for money, but you there's no conflict in you. Okay? So behavior can be broken down into this way. This is called a self-continuum, self-determined continuum. So people on this side, right, if they don't want to do it, not interested to do it, you try and give them some reward, extract them to do it. Yeah? But once they are here, right, you want to move them here, slowly, here, and here, slowly. So we have strategies as to how to make a person from here to here. And that's why, right, all this motivation can be actually kind of like internalized. Okay, I used to be a bad student. Okay, I don't study very hard. Okay, so I failed my secondary school. I failed. Result too bad. All red color. Okay, so the school cikgu say you retain, stay back 1 more year. Here Indonesia got stay back, retain, same. Okay. Then I go to junior college. I also didn't study. Every day go and play basketball, go and play hockey, everything, except study. Result very bad, retain again. Okay, so in my school, my headmaster, headache, every time call me, you are alama, headache lah, don't want to study, every day play. Okay, that's me. Okay, so in the end, I suddenly realized, actually study can, not bad. Okay, so I decided to study, and I study until become a PhD. Okay, yeah. Okay, so sometimes, right, this behavior can change because your motivation change. It comes from inside. When I was young, parents forced me to study. I don't want to study. I don't like to study. But when I grow up, I like study. I enjoy study. I like research. Okay, so that becomes my job because I have the passion now. Okay, so it is very important for you to take note. Now, the 4th mini theory I want to talk about, right, is this causal orientation theory. It is personality. Okay, so the environment, right, can be very free for you to choose, but your personality cannot lah. Other people may think like that. No, cannot. I cannot do. No, you're free to do. No, cannot. Other people, how they see me, cannot. Okay, you have a controlled personality. Although the environment is free, but you feel that this inside you, you control yourself. You think I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Okay, so this is your personality. But some people, right, even if you put them in the jail, lock up, jail, they feel very free. They go and think about something, theory, they go and read the Bible, they go and read the religion book, then they learn, they develop. Okay, a lot of the, many country president, political, all this, they stay in the jail for a long time, right? Even this Malaysia also, right? You're going to be PM, Anwar Ibrahim also spent many years in jail, right? Although it's a jail condition, but he feels very free to express his thoughts. Okay? He can upgrade himself. So he's autonomous in a way. And many of these politicians, right, became president after they were released from jail. Because they got great ideas, right, coming out when you're in an enclosed. So what I'm saying here is that there are people with different personality. Okay? So it may go against the environment. So you need to take note of this. Impersonal, right, is those people who are not interested in everything. Okay? It's like amotivated like that. Okay, amotivation. They are not interested in this, they are not interested in that. They don't feel that their life is meaningful to them. So there is this part about personality. Then it linked to a higher perspective about what is your goals in your life. What do you hope to achieve? Now, if you are 30 years old, 40 years old, now is the time you need to think. Is this what you want in your life? Because by the time you come to my age, too old already. Your life, your first part of your life already determined. You want to change everything, cannot. Okay, you seldom see like, people go and study PhD at 60 years old, 70 years old, right? Very few. There are, okay? My oldest PhD student graduated at the age of 56. 56 are PhD, my PhD student, okay? Graduated at 56. So, you need to think about what you want in life. So, there are 2 types of life goals. One, right, is intrinsic. Intrinsic life goals, right, is those goals that is linked to you want to contribute to the society. You want to make the society a better place. That is the intrinsic goal. You seek personal growth, that you can continue to develop as a good person. You want growth, you want personal growth, right? And the next thing is that you take note of your own health. So this is intrinsic goal aspiration. Now there are people also seek extrinsic goal aspiration. For example, they seek, they want nice car, right? They got a Toyota, next time they want to upgrade to a Mercedes, after that they want to upgrade to a Rolls Royce, after that they want to upgrade to a Lamborghini or something like that. So people, they want to show that they are rich. People want to show their wealth, okay? So no longer they want to go to a small canteen or restaurant to eat. They want to go to famous restaurant. And then they also want to party with famous people, okay? So these are people who seek extrinsic goals, right? Now what happened is that from our research, right, and the whole line of research in self-determination theory is that people who didn't get their three needs, the car needs, competence, autonomy, and relatedness being fulfilled, right, they will go and seek this extrinsic life goal aspiration. People who are addicted to internet gaming are those people who didn't have their three basic needs satisfied in real life. So remember, if you don't want your children to get addicted to internet gaming, you must, as a parent, fulfill the competence, autonomy, relatedness in them. Okay? So I link up the 5 theories to you, right? It's like that. The central of it, right, is intrinsic motivation that we are trying to enhance. Okay? And you do it through facilitating the 3 basic needs, which is right? And this is how these 5 things all link together. So, whether you are a coach or a physical educator or parents, right, instead of asking, how can I motivate my athletes? How can I motivate my student? How can I motivate my children towards something? You need to reframe your question a little bit. Change the paradigm to ask, how can I create a condition whereby my athletes or my students will motivate themselves? Because every one of us, right, actually have the motivational force inside us. We have the ability to be intrinsically motivated. You need to create the condition whereby you can bring out the best of your athletes or your student. Okay? You cannot motivate them. Okay? You cannot motivate a person. You can only create a condition whereby they will motivate themselves. This will last longer, right, in that sense. Okay? Now, here I'm going to show you some research findings. Okay, some research findings. It says that in the environment, right, if they perceive the environment as autonomy supportive, that means you provide the CAR, competence, autonomy, and relatedness. If you provide this in the environment and your students, okay, feel that you have provided that support in the environment, it will enhance their intrinsic motivation, their identified regulation, and negatively related to amotivation and external regulation. And there, right, this intrinsic motivation will be the only one that leads to enjoyment of the activity. Okay, so the evidence is clear that if you provide a condition whereby your athletes will motivate themselves, they will enjoy the activity more. They will enjoy your lesson more. Okay, here is the same thing. All right, what promotes autonomy? This is a composite indicator of autonomy. Autonomy will enhance enjoyment and nothing else, right? Competence will also enhance enjoyment. Depends on the goals that you set for them. The goals should not be competitive goals, like ego orientation, right? Ego goals or performance goals. The goals that you should set for your students are mastery goals, that they can learn, continue to improve themselves, become better and better. Okay? That will enhance their autonomy and that will enhance their competence. In turn, that will actually, the enjoyment will go up. Alright? Now, the method that I use mostly are structural equation modeling. I'm not going to go into the details, right? But it's modeling, right? So this is the same. If the environment, if your student perceive that the environment, right, is more mastery oriented, then it will promote their autonomy and lead to enjoyment in the activity. Okay, so from many of my studies, I have very, very strong evidence to prove that it's the environment that is important. Okay, then I did some experiment, right? I used mastery goals and performance goals as a target. That means you either choose to learn the skill, master it, become better and better. Learning is your focus. Or performance goal is you focus on beating other people. You want to be number one. Okay? I pair it with the way we communicate with the participant, with the subject. The autonomous way is using CAR, C-A-R. We give them choice. We enhance their competence. We empathize with them. We show relatedness by empathizing with them, right? Acknowledge their inner feeling, right? That's autonomous way of communicating. Controlling way, right, is the opposite. Controlling way is like army, okay? You got no choice. You do it now. You do it when I ask you to do it. So this is the way I communicate with the subject. So what happened? Right? I asked them to do a golf putting task. Okay, every one of them do about 30 golf putting tasks. They practice, learn the skill. One is to improve the skill. One is to beat other people, become the best in the group. Okay? Thereafter, we test them. Okay, we create a competition environment, we test them, and we then measure what are the things. And then we give them a free choice period. Free choice period means they can do anything that they want to. If they go back and do the golf putting, right, that means they are interested in the activity itself. That means they are intrinsically motivated. So the result shows that it is not the mastery goal or the performance goal that is important. The result shows that people put in the autonomous communication way, right? They actually reported the highest level of enjoyment, free choice enjoyment, and also free choice behavior. That means they actually go back to the putting task, even though they are not required to do so. And they actually perform the best compared to the controlling group, as well as if you compare mastery and performance, right, there's actually not much different. So what I'm trying to say here, right, is that the self-determination theory provides a very, very strong framework for you to do your work as a teacher, as a lecturer. Okay? So the way we communicate is very important. And then we subsequently do another big intervention study in physical education. Now, not only autonomy supportive, we also look at autonomy supportive with structure. That means we structure the lesson in a particular way to support the autonomy support of the students. So this is a pre and a post design. We have a control group, we have an autonomy support group, and the third group is the autonomy support with structure. Okay, and it was found that the autonomy support with structure group, right, actually performed the best. Okay, it actually enhanced autonomy, competence, relatedness, as well as engagement in the physical education class itself. Okay, so the implication today, right, the take-home message for you: CAR, competence, autonomy, relatedness, right? But the autonomy is not free. Okay, you do whatever you like. No, the autonomy is with structure. Okay, so you cannot let your student choose to do anything they want. You need to limit the choice, provide a structure. So it cannot be, okay, you can go and pick any sport, any racket you want and play. No, you must have, okay, you play badminton, basketball or soccer, maybe 3, then they choose, okay? Something like that. Avoid the use of rewards. As I explained, right, rewards has a detrimental effect on humans' behavior, okay? Increase the incremental belief. Let your students know that they can improve, they can learn. It is not a fixed intelligence that they have, not a fixed ability, especially when it comes to sport. Promote mastery approach goal, you will never go wrong. And the most important thing is provide success experience. Nobody likes to feel that they are no good. Every one of us wants to feel that we are good. Okay, so provide success experience is very, very important. So when if you're a coach, if you're a teacher, you need to do this. Take your students' perspective when you're planning the lesson. How can you make your lesson interesting? How can you make your lesson promote the 3 needs? So what are the 3 needs? C is, what is C? Only you listen to my lecture. Thank you so much. What is C? Competence. Autonomy is A, right? And what is R? Relatedness. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now I started my research in physical education and sport. Okay, and sports psychology, right? Then later on, I moved into education because I believe that my theory, this theory that I use, is applicable to the whole education in Singapore. So I was striving to do that. So in 2009, right, I set up this MER lab. Okay, you can see this, the URL. Okay, this lab, right, actually translate research into practice. Okay, so we read all the research paper, we translate into strategies to be used in the classroom for teachers, okay. So DC and Ryan, right, these 2 professors, they are the developer of self-determination theory. So they are affiliated to us. They are the consultant of my lab. All right, these are my founder and advisor. So we have a very strong international presence. You can visit our website to get practical strategies to be used in the classroom or at home or for physical education teachers. Okay? Now, so far, right, we have actually completed 30 projects in Singapore and about $3 million of funding. Okay, in 2016, right, I edited this book, okay, say Building Autonomous Learner, Perspective from Research and Practice Using Self-Determination Theory. And you can see one of the theory developer, Richard Ryan, was one of the co-editor. And this particular book, right, achieved more than 20,000 of download chapters just within 2 years. Okay, less than 2 years. So I have achieved what I wanted, to create an international audience. Right now, right, self-determination theory is applied to all Singapore schools, all subjects. Singapore schools and all subjects came out with a master document for motivation. And they are using the framework that I explained to you just now to be used in the school. So every school principal, headmaster now know what is motivation and how to promote motivation. Not how to motivate the children, it's how to create the condition whereby the students can motivate themselves in various subjects. So in the way, right, yeah, I feel that this is the best thing that can happen to a researcher. When you consistently do your research and the outcome, right, is the ability to change the whole education system. I think that is the correct way to look at research, right, rather than look at numbers or publications per se. So with that note, right, I'd like to thank you very much.